take a slow breath in. Let your attention settle for a moment. Imagine you are part of a meeting where an important decision is being discussed. Several people have already shared their views. Different options have been considered. The conversation has explored many angles of the situation. Then something begins to stand out. One person raises a concern. They explain why a particular risk might matter. The group listens. Someone responds with a possible solution. The discussion continues. A few minutes later, the same concern appears again. The person raises it in slightly different words. Again, the group responds. Again, the conversation moves forward. And then, once more, the concern returns. Not loudly, not aggressively, but consistently. You begin to notice the pattern. The conversation is moving forward, yet one part of it keeps returning. Your mind becomes curious. Is the concern being misunderstood? Or is something deeper still unresolved? You resist the impulse to move past it quickly. Instead, you slow the moment slightly. You speak calmly. It sounds like this point still feels important. Could you help us understand what part of it concerns you the most? The room becomes quieter. The person pauses. Then they explain more clearly. Perhaps the risk affects an area others have not considered. Perhaps the timeline creates pressure for their team. Perhaps the issue connects to an earlier experience that shapes how they see the situation. Now the group begins understanding the concern more fully. You listen carefully. Then you ask another question. What would need to happen for that concern to feel resolved? The conversation changes direction. Instead of circling around the same issue, the group begins identifying practical conditions that would address it. Ideas appear. Adjustments are considered. The discussion moves forward again. Take another slow breath. Notice how the atmosphere in the room has changed. Earlier, the repetition felt like an obstacle. The conversation seemed stuck in a loop. But once the underlying concern became visible, the group could finally address it directly. You recognize something important about moments like this. When people repeat the same point, they are rarely trying to slow the conversation. More often, they are signaling that something meaningful has not yet been resolved. And when that signal is heard clearly, progress often becomes much easier.